Hello, Robert. How you doing? No issues today, I don't think, I hope. Every day. Have any questions on last night's lesson? You understand it? Hi, Stacy. Hi, Jim. Okay, Stacy, no problem. Okay, you understand everything we did last night, Robert? Jim had a hot date, so he couldn't make it. What I want to do, we'll wait for this chat to populate. I want to work with, first off, you guys are going to be coming very funky with this cut time stuff, because we're going to apply it. Now what? Hey, hold on. There you go. There you go too. What am I going to go on my site for, Jim? Jimmy, what am I going to go on my site for? You understand it, Robert? Okay. What I want to do first is do some sort of counting system. Okay, I'm going to put the metronome on 60. And we're going to just count 4/4. That's the quarter note. 1, 2, 3. Can we hear that metronome? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what that is, okay, that's the pulse. That's the quarter note is equal to 60. I'm in 4/4. Now, if I'm in 2/2, what happens to the pulse? Anybody know? Remember, 2/2 means 2 beats to a measure. Each half note gets 1 count or 1 beat. So that's a quarter note. So it would be, instead of count 1, 2, 3, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the tick is every other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how the tick changed? You understand that, guys? Hello, Dennis. Do you understand how I got that difference in feel? What goes to 30? What is that? No. Well, I don't know if I'm mathematically going to say that. That's the quarter note. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For each half note, you get 2 ticks. Now, that's going to get a little boring. So we'll go over to the drum set. You still could hear the tick, correct? So, if I play 1, 2, 3, I'm going to play eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I'm trying to explain, and it's difficult, I got to set the metronome, what's in a minute? No, it doesn't go, yeah, you could say that mathematically. If I'm counting, here's the quarter note, 1 and 2 3, and here's into the bass drum. 3, and now I got this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just played the same figure. I played in 4/4 once and in 2/2 twice. So we're going to get pretty funky with that. That's right. I'm sorry, Robert. You're right. Marcelo, how you doing? Hi, Matt. Holiday here in Brazil. Well, Marcio, you're going to have to buy a book or I'm not going to let you come here no more. You've been coming here for over a year and a half and you haven't done nothing. No, the RPMs, yeah, it don't change, Jim. It gets a little confusing. Okay? I'm at 60. Now that's equal to a quarter note. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm actually, this is where it gets confusing. You don't know whether you're doubling the time or cutting the time. So as just the bass drum, this is the bass drum part. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4/4. 2. Now cut time. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut time, rather. Why? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See now, when I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4 and cut time, how are we doing? I have to make that video. Ed, how are you? You don't get 4 counts. You do 2 measures or 2, 2, then you get 4 counts. If I turn the metronome on 60, Ed, 1, 2, 3, that's the quarter note. Now, take the definition of 2, 2. There's 2 beats to a measure. Each half note gets a count or a beat. So, that's going to equal to 2 ticks, it's going to equal 1 half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So I got 1, 2, 3. Now 2 measures, 2, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 measures. Okay, let me try to explain. It's difficult to explain. So I'm having a hard time explaining. So bear with me, guys. Okay, so now, the quarter note, the pulse is going tick, tick. I'm going to put it on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I put it on 60. Each tick is a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next 2 measures are in 2, 2 time. So that's 2 half notes, 2 beats to a measure. All right, that's 1 half note to a measure. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I can go 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's the tempo again. Pay attention, Ed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's actually 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. See, what happens, the notes regress. Well, I'm playing quarter notes. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I go to 2, 2, they become half notes. The quarter note becomes a half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. It goes 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 4 counts. No, the half note is not equal to 60. the quarter note is equal to 60. You have 1, 2, that's 60. Now a half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see I'm hitting 2 note strokes in there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Got it? 1. All right, let's do the eighth notes. It's a little easier. I have eighth notes. They're going to become quarter notes. 1, 2. Here's 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2. Tick. The tick is the half note. 1, 2, 1. That equals 2 quarter notes. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, Seth, how are you? I'm going to do a video on that. It's very difficult to explain. I always learned it like you did, Ed. All right, if I took one measure of eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I was taught the cut time would be 1 E and the 2 E and. That's not right. That's not cut time. That's half time. Got it? Hey, Seth, every Monday you get an email, but if you don't get an email, the lessons here are 1 and 7. 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. unless there's a change. If there is a change, you'll get an email. Do you understand that, Ed? The quarter note becomes the half note. 1, 2, that's 4, 4, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1 and 2 and 1 and... I'm going to make a video. Well, if you listen to Herbie Hancock, the, what's the label on it? The Headhunters album, there's a lot of funk going on. And inside of the funk, like I said in the beginning of the lesson, you guys are going to get very funky when we get this halftime thing down, the cut time thing down. Okay, because you're going to be playing one feel and then you're going to change the feel, but you're going to be in the same time. Okay? Well, all you have to do, half time is a feel, of course, and cut time is a meter. So you're doing 4/4 time. That's a time. That's a time signature. That's a meter. Then from 4/4 you go into cut time, which is another meter. The half time is a feel. The halftime shuffle. Okay. I'm going to make the video and I'm going to email it to everybody. And study the video, and I'm going to demonstrate how to play a funk pattern and then go to cut time. The feel, halftime, is not, if you're playing halftime, it's not, it's cut time, okay? Cut time is a meter. So you have, here you go, 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut time, 1 and, you're getting me crazy. 1, this is hard. 2, 3, 4. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just played one measure of 4/4 and one measure of cut time. Half time, the feel, it's double time, not half time. Cut time and half time is the same thing. If I'm playing 4/4, I'm cutting the time down. All right? Instead of 4/4, I'm cutting it to 2/2. 4/4 means there's 4 beats to a measure. Each quarter note receives a count or a beat. All right? Cut time means there's 2/2. Alla breve means there's 2 beats to a measure. Each half note gets 1 beat. So I'm playing, here's my tick, 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 tick. So I want to play, I got to play each half note equals, one half note equals 2 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now if I'm in 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 2, 1 and 2. I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. It's not a feel, it's half the meter. The feel, halftime is not a feel. Halftime is double time. If I'm playing 1, 2, 3, and I want a double time, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 4 quarter notes, I'm going to double the time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Halftime, if I'm playing, if I do this, for example, I play one measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I want to play that halftime, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm taking the eighth notes and making them half. 1 and 2 and 3, and that quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I played straight time and I played a half time. All right? Cut time is a mathematical system where you have 4, 4. And from one measure of 4, 4, you're going to play cut time the next two measures to equal the 4, 4. It gets complicated. I'll write a whole thing up for you, send you some video, send you some sheets, and I will do a video. So we're going to put that aside. It's kind of difficult unless you get it's not a feel. I see that. All right, let me answer Seth's question. Seth, all you need to do is go to PayPal, okay, and enter my email or my name. Now, if you're going to purchase what, the workbook or the stick control formulas? Which one you want? This couple lessons here, we're working out of the workbook. Usually, we're working from the stick control formulas. Ed, let me ask you a question. I'm going to direct this to you because I'm really pissed off at myself and I'm pissed off at the teachers who taught this to me. Okay? If I have one measure of eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now interpret that cut time. This is what I was taught. Those eighth notes become sixteenths. 1 E and the 2 E and the. Now, was that what you were taught, Ed? Seth, yeah, the stick control formula is $45. That includes the shipping. You live in the United States, correct? So just go to the PayPal after the lesson, I guess. Oh, you want the PDF? Oh, all right. You don't want the book. Stick control book formula, the PDF, is $25, and the workbook PDF is $20. So you spend $45, you get both of them. All right? Now, you agree, that's the way I was taught, Ed, and that's the way you were taught. And that's how most people learn. And learned now, cut time all of a sudden became 2/4. That's not cut time. Cut time, and it's come from the Italian word, or the orchestrational drummers, alla breve, which means cut time. I'm taking the previous measure, which was in 4/4 time, in cut time. 2/4, okay, is half the time of 4/4. 2/2, okay, is two measures, all right, but it's cut time. It gets very confusing. So we'll work on it, and we'll all get it straight, because like I said, I'm pissed off. I studied with this guy. First off, that's what I always thought. Everybody would say, hey man, I would say to the drummers in the Army band, how you play cut time? And they would explain it to me like, you know it, Ed, and I know it as 2/4. That's double time. If I take 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right, and I play it in 2/4, it would be 1E and 2E and that's half the measure. 3E and 4E and is the 2 measures, but that's double time. Okay? You understand? Half time, you're splitting 4/4 in half, which is 2/2. That means 2 beats to a measure, and each half note gets 1 count or 1 beat. So if I play in 2/2, 2 half notes, 1, 2, 1, all right, I'll go 1 and 2 and. I just played 2 beats and 2/2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. I have to do a 2 measure increment to make it 4. Well, you're counting cut time. You're doubling the time. You're looking at the stick control book, okay, Ed? You're looking at that stick control book with a C with a line through it, which means cut time. That's not 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and That's how you're interpreting that. All right, that's not cut time. That's doubling the time. If I'm playing 1 and 2 and to the quarter note, 1 and 2 and 3, and I want to play the 16ths. 1E and 2E and 4E and I doubled the time. Okay? Now if I want to play the first line in cut time, it would be this. It'd be 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. I have 1, you see that's the 8th note's a quarter, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and it regresses. That 16th note or the 8th note becomes a quarter note. So I have 1, 2, 1, 2. I have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. It gets confusing. We will definitely break it all up and you'll get a better understanding. I must have spent about 10 hours arguing, and I finally got it. After all these years, I was teaching cut time the way you play it, Ed. And whoever taught that to you, if he's still alive, you should call him up and ask for your money back. It's funny, whatever you want to call it. I shouldn't be rude like that, man, but what is 1E and? You're counting 1E and a 2E and. That's for the first measure, right? 1E and 2E and. That's 2/4. It should be count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Well, let's put this aside, Ed, and come back to it after I make the video. Is that okay, guys? It gets very confusing. I have 25 sheets written out. I'm not going to send them to anybody. Not those sheets. Those sheets belong in the syncopation formulas. I will, though, send you some sheets when I do make the video and explain to everybody what it is. Okay? If you look at Headhunters, if you listen to Headhunters with Herbie Hancock, and I think that's Mike Clark on the drums, okay, you'll hear a cut time in there. That makes it funky. You're playing one thing, and all of a sudden, the time does change, and the feel does change. Because when you change the time, you're changing the feel. Agreed, Ed? Just like here. That's the metronome. 1, 2, it's the quarter note. Now the half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. The half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? But listen to Headhunters. It gets funky. And that's the reason, one of the reasons why it gets funky, because it's in 4 and some parts change into cut time back to 4. And that opens up a whole brand new feel and a whole new era, a whole different concept. All right, let's get back to what we did last night. I said I was going to review it. Any questions on it? We're on the first ostinato pattern. Simple ostinato. All right, we did, I think 1 through 10. Let me go over them. Okay. 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now remember, I had you counting them 16ths. 1 E and a 2. Just to feel it. Right-handed and left-handed. Okay. Number 2, the bass drum permutates to the E. Then to the and of 1 and the and of 3. Now you notice the motion. Do we all understand this, guys, from last night? Here's an example of cut time. Any questions about this so I can go on to 11? Gentlemen? Am I still online here or what? What happened? Joseph, how you doing? What happened? Joseph, you have any questions on yesterday? Did the video freeze? What do you have doubts on rebound? Look, it's a simple process. I have my drum pad. The first thing you have to do, I got it, Jim. He's got it already. Okay, blurry-eyed. No questions. All right, let me, Joseph, what's the problem with rebound? You hold the stick too tight? You're not allowing it to rebound like that? Is that the problem? What's your problem? Because we're going to go over that as well. We leave nobody behind. Joseph, have you ever heard of control strokes or the level system? Joseph, pay close attention to this. First off, how do you hold your sticks? You hold your sticks German or traditional? You hold them traditional like this? Why can't I see myself? What's going on? All right. This is a good revisit, guys. Joseph. That's called a full stroke or a free stroke. Now all I do is throw the stick down. When it hits the drum pad, I follow it back to that starting position. I do not grab the stick tight. I hold it tight enough so I have control of it, but loose enough so I'm relaxed. So I have this. It's a full stroke or a free stroke. It's like playing the basketball or soccer ball or whatever you play. Look, the stick's going to rebound by itself. You play matched. All right. You got to grab that stick in a certain position. You have to grab your fulcrum like so. Wrap the sticks around it, fingers around it, loose. See it? So I start here. I throw the stick down. My stick is loose in my hand. But like I said, tight enough so I can control it. I throw it down. I follow it back. Because in essence, what you're doing is you're playing the drum set with your hands. The stick is an extension of your hand. I throw it down. That's called a free stroke or a full stroke. I'm allowing the stick to do what it wants. It's the laws of physics. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. The action is I throw it down, it makes impact, and the opposite reaction is it comes back. That's a full stroke, okay? Now, the next stroke would be a downstroke. I'm in the full stroke position, and all I'm doing is when I make impact on the drum, I stop the stick. Now, when I stop it, I don't grab it tight, I just stop it. Look at it, it's loose. So I have the free stroke or the full stroke, then the downstroke. Now, the tap is from that point, and the upstroke. So you have free stroke, downstroke, tap, up. Now you say you're having problems with the rebound. Okay, what you want to do is get your right stick about 4 or 5 inches off the drum and just keep throwing down like you're doing a basketball, a soccer ball, or whatever, the same principle. All I'm doing is throwing it down, letting the stick come back. My hand is actually coming back to receive it, to bring it back down. So I'm playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 2, 3 measures, 3 and 4 measures, 4. Then I switch to my left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, back to the right. 1, 2, just relax. Do you understand that, Joseph? Do you understand it? Look at that. The stick is rebounding. I'm allowing the stick to do what it's supposed to do. Okay? No, you don't need the fingers to work the rebound. I'm just demonstrating. All I'm doing is just throwing. My hand, the stick is cradled in my fingers here. See it? My grip is right here. I'm cradled, and then I just throw down. The stick's going to come back. The only thing that's going to prevent it from coming back is you. So I get that feel. I'm doing eighth notes for 4 measures. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Then I go to my left. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, right. 2, 3. Over and over again. Joseph, do you have a camera? Can you make a video for me of you doing eighth notes for 4 measures with the right hand and 4 measures with the left hand? Can you do that, please? Email it to me. That explained a lot to me of what to tell you. Can you do that? Okay, then do that. Please, send me a video of you doing that exercise. 4 measures with the right hand, eighth notes. 4 measures with the left hand on a drum pad, not on a snare drum, okay? Jimmy, Dennis, Ed, Robert, Old Dog, and whoever else was in there. Any questions? Brian, Storm. Oh, man. Hello, Brian. How are you? First time here, Brian? Lessons are at 1 o'clock and 7 p.m. Okay, Brian, where are you from? It's your first time here. How long have you been playing and what kind of studying have you had? Let me give you a little bit of a history of me, okay? I'm not all about me, I just like to share this. Thank you, Jim. Brian, if you email me, I'll put you on my mailing list. So everybody has a different journey here. When I first started, the reason why I started playing drums, I saw on a Memorial Day parade a drum corps go by, and I saw the drum line, and I said, man, I want to do that. And I joined. I was a kid. I was 11 years old. You've been playing for about 2 years. Okay. It's not a problem. You come to the right place. Because my lessons are very open, and there are a lot of revisiting things I've done already. Like what I just did with Joseph. He said he was having problems with the rebound. So I asked him to send me a video of what I explained for him to do. And that helps me help him and help everybody else. Now, my little journey was, I said, when I saw the drum corps and I saw the drum line pass by, I said, whoa, I got to do that. So I went out and I bought 3S drumsticks. I went down and I joined the drum corps, but I was too young. But they let me hang out anyway because the drummers, they were 19, 20 years old, and they liked me because I was a kid and I was interested. And everybody told me, this is a 5-stroke roll, this is a 7-stroke roll, this is a flam, so on and so forth. Okay, so I said, well, you know, I only could learn so much here. I want to learn how to play the drum set. So I went out, I was given a album, The Drum Battle by Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. Listened to that over and over again. I mean, there's nothing left on that album. Okay, so I went to a local music store and I studied with somebody. I think back then the lessons were like $2.50. I got one of those triangle drum pads. And I said, you know, this guy here, he's supposed to be a professional drummer, but during the day he's a plumber. And at night he's picking up extra money for drum lessons. And this is where things go wrong, man. Like I was talking to Ed, and he learned how to develop cut time the way I did. Both of us did. And probably most drummers did. But that's incorrect. Okay? So anyway, I gave up the drum lessons and I joined a band to start playing music. And back then it was Motown, top 40. And when Brubeck first came out there, he was considered progressive jazz. So I was playing 3-4 nights a week as a kid. I had to get an ABC card. That's an alcohol beverage control company or whatever, ABC, yeah, control. Alcohol beverage control. And I was so young, my father had to put up a $500 bond. And my father said, if you get caught drinking and I lose my $500, they bury you. Ha! I said, no, why are you drinking? Don't worry about it. Anyway, I got enough of that. I was playing 3 nights, 4 nights sometimes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in a local bar. But it was an experience. I was playing with live musicians, and I've obtained a lot of experience. So I got drafted, and that was during the Vietnam crisis. So I go take my basic training, and after my basic training, I had orders to go to Indianapolis, Indiana, for Benjamin Harrison. And I was going to be an accountant. I got to the reception station there, and I told the sergeant, man, this is not what I do. I'm a musician. He goes, what do you play? I said, drums. He says, okay. He got me an hour later an audition in the band. And that night I was sleeping in the band barracks. So I was a band member for the 2 years. And after that, I came out, played a little bit more, did a lot of teaching, played more, did a lot of teaching. And I went and studied with a guy named Charlie Tappan. Now, he was known in New York City as a repairman. I didn't know that just because of the fact he mentioned all these different drummers. They all knew him. I thought he was pretty good. So I took a few lessons with him, maybe 20 lessons. And that's all he could teach me. And he did teach me to cut time the way I originally did it, in double time. That's not right. Okay, so after him, I went to Carl Wolf for 2 lessons. And after that, I went to Joe Morello for the rest of my life. Okay, so the thing is, that's when things start to come together. All right? Things came together because I did have a teacher. And I'm saying, why do I have to learn how to read quarter notes? Why do I have to learn how to read eighth notes? Or something from the NARD book? Why do I have to know rudiments? And it all came together. So, it's nothing wrong with sitting behind your drum set and playing with an album or a record or playing live. It's a great experience. Anytime you can get a chance to play live or play with other musicians, play. It's an experience. But everything that you learn and discover from a teacher or listening to other musicians, you become a better player. Okay, so he's asking me, how do you get the rebound? Well, it's a simple process, and things get very confused. What molar? Ha! There's no molar, it's the laws of physics. You throw the stick down, it comes back. That's not molar, he didn't create that, he didn't invent that. It's Sir Isaac Newton, the laws of physics, the laws of gravity. I throw the stick down, boom, it comes back. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. People hold the sticks very tight, which is totally off the wall. People don't play the drums as an instrument. They bang the drums as if it were their enemy. That's terrible. Because if you bang a drum, you're choking the sound. You hold a stick tight, you're choking the sound. It has to be relaxed. Look how relaxed. Any more relaxed, the stick would fall out of my hand. And I'm getting a consistent sound. Now, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to tighten my hand up now. Do you hear the difference? Would you like me to explain that again? Now, that's the level system. That's the sticking heights. You have to learn that. And that's how you play naturally. And the reason why you're studying that system is because you're reinforcing what is natural. Things are broken down slow. The slower you play something, the more control you obtain. Then speed will come. Until then, no speed will happen. Okay, I'm a bullshitter, I guess. Anyway, I want to make that video. I'm going to try to do it this week. Oh, Lord. So, I really want to do that cut time. And once you understand, the cut time. Once you understand it, we could incorporate it into the workbook, the funk patterns. That I will write out, okay, from the workbook. And I'll send you the PDFs. But man, you're going to get funky because you're playing one tempo and then you're going to change the tempo. The light bulbs went off. I hope you don't get a heavy-duty electric bill. You know, the thing, see, that's why it's good, old dog, to always revisit things. You know, you got a new guy, he don't know what a full stroke is. But he's probably played it. It's natural. But now it's labeled as a full stroke. Now you see, if you're looking, like we talked about this yesterday, about the camera angle. You had I believe, a camera angle like this, sideways. You see? And what I saw with that left hand on a few videos was, yeah, you did the stroke, but it was slow motion. It came down, made impact, it came up, but when you came up, you didn't take it up with your wrist, you brought your arm up as well. That's totally unnecessary. Renzo, how you doing? So all you need to do is just relax, throw the stick down. It comes back. Your hand is following the stick. It's receiving the stick. You're stopping the stick at that starting position. If I didn't stop that stick, it'd be across the room. Why does this do this to me? Okay, Joseph, do you have the stick control book? And what's his name here, the new guy? Brian. If you come back, you should have the stick control book, the syncopation book, any of the Gary Shafee books, Joe Morello's Master Studies, and the two books that I have, the workbook and the stick control book formulas, soon to be born, will be the syncopation formulas. All right, that's what we're going to work out of, Joseph. Now, you look at the stick control book and you say, oh my God. You know, I've done that right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, right, 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 left. I said, this is boring. And it's not boring. That is the endless journey of knowledge, of development. Brian, you still there? All right, I'm going to close it up, and I'll be back tonight, 7 p.m. Brian, email me, and I will add you to my mailing list. Well, a lot of guys don't know how to use it, Brian. I have a video on YouTube. You want to watch it. First off, what you want to do is subscribe to my channel, because when you subscribe to my channel, you'll get notification that I'm live, okay? Now, there's a video I made, which is called Stick Control, the way George Lawrence Stone intended it to be. It's on YouTube here. But first email me, I'll send it to you, okay? I'll tell you, you know, I'm not taking all the credit for all of this stuff because I learned from everybody, whether it be Joe Morello or Joe Schmo. But all the drummers I learned from, because I watched their approach, I watched their entrance to learning something, and I have some really good friends and good players as friends. You know, Mike Clark, Alan Herman, John Berger, Mark Walker. You know, all these guys are really good players. Some are a little lacking in technique. Some are don't lack in technique, but lack in feel. You know, it's a mixture. But they're all good friends and all great players. Okay, guys, I'm gonna sign off, and I'll see everybody tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, gentlemen, if there's no more questions.